I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is November 12th, Tuesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So, pretty much what we talked about yesterday, if you take a look at the previous video, generally in the last portion of the video. So I made this understanding of maybe popping up here into this little imbalance on the 4-hour here. Well, this is also a 1 hour, but pop in here and then kind of just come down, right? And get into this right here. So we did that pretty much. And then the bounce back was raw. So anyways, you can see here we poke in here. Let me kind of zoom in. A little tricky the way they did this. They poked in first, then they came down. They came down into this wick, which is obvious. Pretty much imbalance in there. And then they used that pre-New York, obviously, and then pushed up to take out that liquidity. And that was at the 9 o'clock hour. And then that was the nice reversal right there. So coming back down to wipe out the previous day's low, obviously, and then get into this imbalance. I got it refined to a 1 hour here. You can see that we get into it nicely. And then let me go to a 30-minute. I guess I could do that. You can see a little more refined there if I did that. Right. And then from here, you'll be able to see real close to that 50% there. But you didn't need that to be specific if you were taking that buy. But let's take a look on a smaller time frame real quick. So beautiful. Listen, the first part of the day was just horrendous. This was just horrible. Did get chopped up a little bit. I did make some nice trades, but I mean, it just kept coming against me. But where could you have been involved? And you had to have kind of, by this point, I mean, listen, I know, all over the place a little bit. Give me a second. So here, when 9:30 comes down, right, we got the opening day gap for today. So we're kind of like bouncing around this. So at this point, if it's because I saw that we were here at 5:15, the low that we made, we tap into that. See that? See how we tagged that wick? Look at to the right. It's like the same level, right? So when I saw that, I said, okay, maybe they want to push up, right? Because I understand that it can go either way. So I decided to look for buys. All right, price came down. This was pretty suspect here. Didn't take out these lows, and then the price pushed up. Okay, retraced back in. Okay, comes back into. Let me zoom in. It's a 1 minute, right? So price pushes back in. You see the bodies here respecting this wick right here. This 933. And then I'm hoping for this to hold as support to push up. So it does push up right here. We get above here. And then we stall. So we come in, we take out that high that we made at 2045. Now this is a speaker here in itself, right? So I can see that already there. So the goal for me when I was taking this buy was to come up here and take this out. So what does it do? Price comes all the way back down. And then decides to take out that liquidity. So when that happened, I end up taking another buy. Take the buy again. We're struggling to get, this kind of looks like a mess a little bit, but if you take a look at this first imbalance is 935, pressed all the way out. I'm trying to see it hold as support, right? And then at the time I had this drawn, this 1003. I deleted it because it was just, I didn't want it to be too messy. But I was trying to see, so just hold on a second. I was trying to see this become a balanced price range right here and push up. And then we retrace back into this bearish imbalance. Now, the problem is that it's coming outside the lines. Yes, the bodies are kind of sitting in. Let me delete this so it kind of doesn't mess around. And we have this bullish imbalance, this 10-10. So first of all, when it comes down this far, I'm like, okay, well, the bodies are kind of stinging here. Yes, they went a little lower, and that's not a good sign, but we're not out the picture. So then we wick down and we stay in here, and I'm like, okay, that's fine too. We'll leave that alone, right? And then we end up pushing. We end up pushing up a little bit. We take out that high. I'm like, okay. So I'm not getting any help from the RSI at all, but we are potentially using this as resistance. Why? Because we're still here. It's like 10:30. We're stuck in this imbalance. That's to show you that this is going to be a bad beginning session. And now they want to fucking go. So anyways, and that being the case, you have to sit on your hands here. Like, you can't be involved. Like it's not working out. You're not seeing it, the order flow of what we show and demonstrate every day on this channel, right? You're not seeing that order flow. So I gotta wait for it to shift. And sure enough, I get this shift right here. And this is a very classic sign that it's going to be used as resistance now. This whole price action here, especially this imbalance, this 1010, that's why I got it dragged out. You see where we come down here and we break. There's so much to talk about. Look at this low here, this 1020. All right, and we don't break that candle of the imbalance of the 1010, which is a signature of being bullish. Okay, but then this candle, this 1054, tags it. So when it tags it here, when it tags it, it also, that before that candle came down, there's a little gap in between the 1053 and the 1054. So what I decide to do is, I've seen this a million times. This is going to turn into a control of price, which it did beautifully. I didn't mark it because I didn't need to, but let me just do that for you here. Okay, so here, this up candle, this is like your support turn resistance situation. So because the price action is sitting here, and now we got a down candle here with a gap, and then this candle pushes up, this 1055, this 1055 pushes up. I waited. Okay, let me be very clear. I waited for it to get into that gap, and then I pushed the button. All right, so pushes in. All right, and then little wicks above, and then boom, we get this 1056. Now I know we're on our way down. So I got my order flow. So this is super garbage. You're not getting any really, you got to shake out here. You got to push up, you got to push down, right? So you're in this range here from this high to this low as far as immediate price action is concerned. And then I want to see this 935 first imbalance. I want to see this hold as resistance. So why did I get in here? Because I already had the understanding here before I got down to here. Because take a look, I want to see if this is going to support. You can see this, right? So we start getting this 1051. That's the macro kicking in. So it's pushing, it's wicking, and it's coming below the opening midnight level. See that line? So we got the midnight level too. You can see it dancing around it. And then boom, we tag it here with this 1052, right? And then now we're underneath 50%, right? Forget this real quick. I'm just gonna move this. So you see that? So then now this 1053, we're opening below it, we can't even go above it, and sure enough, we shoot down. So I wait for it to take a low, comes back up, I get into here because of my understanding here. And if I was to drag this out, you will see that, yes, we're heavy on the underneath it, using it as an inversion at this point. All right, and then when we push down, we take this low out, we come back up. We got a bearish imbalance there. Not pretty or anything at all, but you'll see how it works over here. But you'll see that we pop in, we get this little swing high. We're tagging the bottom of this bullish imbalance, 1010. And then I'm expecting the 4 hour to start rushing down. Sure enough, we start getting the order flow. Boom, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And then if you take a look here, you can see the body sitting right there at the 50% of that bearish imbalance. That's what I want to see, the order flow. Then we get this 1119, this bullish imbalance, and turns bearish. We want to see it. We want to see it turn inversion. So we're tagging it here. We come below. We come all the way above. We stop at a dime. Any higher than this, that would invalidate the trade. Still holding it. Where am I holding this trade to? I'm obviously have strong conviction. I'm holding it for this low right here at minimum. This low right here. So this low, which is the 515, we have that low, and then we have that low, which is the previous day's low, and then we have the actual, as you see, this is a 4 hour. You can see the top portion of it. Underneath that is liquidity. If I squinch out here on the 15-minute, let me zoom in for that. When it's popping in here, see that low right there, that liquidity right there. So that's exactly where we're going. So, and then it falls short of that 15-minute imbalance right there. So you don't want to over refine, which I thought we would have hit it, but it didn't have to. Because then how was I involved with the buy here? I'll show you here. So again, order flow, we pop up, we get into there, reject it beautifully. We come in, look at this right here. We have this high right here, not the high. This bullish imbalance is 1151. All right, coupled with this 1157 bearish. So what I decided to do is highlight this inversion and then let the top half hold as resistance, and worked fucking gorgeously. So came in there and then take a look at this, very key. You're holding for all this. You got to hold, man. It was an ugly ass day. This up until 10:56. This shit was super garbage. I was about to quit, actually. I was about to actually give up the day. I was like, dude, fuck this. And then sure enough, I just had a strong understanding that we would come most likely into here, right? Which made all the sense. So, and it worked out. But anyways, so we get the order flow, we get this push back up here, and then we get to push down. And then I already talked about this. And look what we do here. This is beautiful. So we make a high here, and then we come down, and we come back up, and we make an equal high right here. We don't take that out. So that's a good sign of coming back up. So these equal highs right here, this is liquidity built. Sure enough, the price starts rushing down, right? You see it rushing down. Then we get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish candles in a row. Look at that, right? So it's rushing, coming back to seal some of the imbalance. It's in the top portion of it, which is super key. And I got that refined to now, what, a 30-minute, right? Yeah. But I had on an hour. But anyways, but what kicks in here? How am I able to buy this? How am I able to buy this? Because I have time. Look, it's 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, I'm using time on my side. We get this push down, and then we get this 1301, which 101 comes all the way down and shoots up. Stops here. We come up, we retrace back into the wick here. Beautiful. So I'm already in it here. And where am I taking this trade? My confidence, I'm in an oversold here. You can see that. You can see that this low here rests on, I talked about this yesterday, I believe, even. Rests on that oversold on the 30 level. Right? We're over here, we're beyond the 14 or whatever. But anyways, mitigates that wick, then shoots up. Beautiful. 3 candles, 1, 2, 3 bullish. Very nice signature there. This is just straight candle price action. I mean, there's no way to explain that. It's just experience. But then we use this 1256 as an inversion. We pop up, we retrace back. Nice, beautiful. Now, how do I know that we're coming back up here? How do I know that? Why am I taking this buy? To get to here, to these equal highs right here. Why? Well, if you look on the 1 hour was much cleaner. You see this? First of all, I'm coming up here to at minimum because we broke through this low. So this is a breakout trader level. It's a model of mine. We target it, and sure enough, we even go anymore. Where do we go more? Well, we have an imbalance right there on the hour. I'm not even gonna draw it. Imbalance right there on the hour. So I'm really looking for that swing. I'm looking for that high of 12 o'clock, which is where? Where are you at? Well, here, obviously. So 12 o'clock's here. All right, and then we push up. That's the hourly candle that I'm actually trading. I'm not trading the 4 hour, I'm trading the 1 hour. So, and sure enough, there's the imbalance right here. Okay, I'll just draw it because this is probably a little confusing. Oh boy. I'll just do that real quick. So, as you see here, geez, let me just move that over. So anyways, you see that. I mean, without the 1 hour, you can see it too, right? But here, this is why I'm taking this trade up to where? Look how it comes right to it. And what's the other reason why I'm taking this up? Well, besides it being the breakout trading level, because they're fucking greedy. Yeah, and they got a monkey on their back. They got to come and wipe out liquidity that was selling. All right. And that's why we come up. All right. So So very, very logical understanding of price action. And what do? Well, we get to that level, we play around a little bit, and then we shoot hard right here. See this? See this? See these candles? Shoot real hard. And where's the next level of liquidity? You got that swing high right there. Look how we tag it right there, right? And then they start to get that high, and if you wouldn't it be a coincidence? They came right to my fucking entry. Look to the right. Look to the right. You see how they tagged that area? Well, they ended up tagging the bottom of the opening day gap, but which is fine. But do you see how they tagged my level of where I got to sell from? That's not a coincidence. So this little controller price I was talking about, why did they come up here? Because they know that if you were watching price and you saw this dip underneath and then this candle would be an up candle for a controller price, that would be resistance. You see? So they came all the way back to get to that specific fucking level. And then what did they do? And I even caught this sell too. How did I catch this? Why did I catch this sell? Let me ask. I'm going to let you take a look at this. Why did I take this sell here to get to here? Why? Because we just broke through those levels. You see the push? You see how we pushed through? You see this little imbalance? Let me delete this. So you see how we pushed right through this high, which is these highs too, right? See these highs right here? You can see them on you see them on the 15-minute right there? Beautifully. Look at that. 15-minute. Look at the 15-minute. See how we push right through there? You don't think there's traders that are pushing the buy button as soon as it goes above this high? Absolutely. So they came up. What did they do? 4 drives. 1, 2, 3, and one more to say fuck you. And so you don't get in. But I understand what they're doing. Yeah, I took a loss at the 3rd drive. No problem. I understand what's going on here. And it's very minute. I mean, I manage my risk like this, just to show you how I caught it. Maybe this is too much zoomed in. Okay, so you see here, so we get the 1, we get the 2, and then boom, I want to see a 3rd raid. And I understand that this could take 4 times, right? But I like this trade. Pops up, comes back, stops, shoots up. I'm like, fucking bitch. So guess what? Okay, come back another time now, and I would have preferred them to tag this opening range gap. Opening day gap already, but they didn't. So sure enough, boom, raids up. As soon as it comes in, it starts coming back down. I'm in right here. Now, how do I manage this? I needed to see it keep coming down. So this is pretty much like a break here on the 1 minute. I'll show you the structure real quick. Let's just do it like this. And yes, this was a premature buy when I took that because nothing broke. To be honest, I was just antsy. Boom, right there, that break right there. Then we come back up, and then, well, let me just do it like this. Okay. All right, so you see that. Can you see that? You see that? You see how we broke? So we swept right there, we break, and we retrace back. Damn near 50%, but probably short. But the understanding is that's the shift, right? So I'm anticipating that. And anyways, you had that gap right here between 240 and 241. I extend that out. Look how we tagged that. I'm expecting price. It's not pretty or anything, but I expect it to hold. Now, where am I going with this? I just got done telling you. Before we get there, you see this 307, you can call it, this bearish imbalance right there, holding the price, boom, shooting down. Now, where does it shoot to? Look, take a look. Take a look at this high right here. See the high of this candle? I'm gonna just draw it. It just makes more sense. Which we're talking about the 1236. Let's drag it all the way out. You see that? You see how we came right to there? That's not by accident. That is specifically hunting breakout traders. If that doesn't prove it, I don't know what will. But as you see this candle here, this 154, how we push up through, and they're just constantly they're constantly winning. You see that? And then they do the drive, so they try to get you away from selling. and whatever, but beautiful. I mean, I literally pushed the stop loss all the way and squeezed that bitch until it just knocked me out, like right here or whatever the fuck. But beautiful trade, man. Beautiful buy too. But anyways, yeah, man, beautiful, beautiful. So again, this was a shit horrible day. Like I almost quit. And the last resort, I was like, well, then it has to turn into a resistance and sell off because we're not moving up. We're stuck here. We already have the understanding of doing a speaker here, lower lows, and then we had high, high, and then this high pops up. See that? So I understand that already. And boom, come down to get into here. So I was gonna say something, but yeah, you can see that, right? You can see the structure there. You see that shit? So I'm anticipating that right with that candle, right? How do I know that that's gonna happen? Because I've not only have I seen it a million times, but there's been so many times in the past where I was like, dude, that was a controller price. You're supposed to sell that. You're supposed to sell that. You are getting your order flow the other way. If you're buying and you keep losing, well, 9 out of 10 times it's going the other way, right? And sure enough, that's the logic here, and you can see we're tagging that candle. But anyways, so yeah, and let's do this. So we'll take a look here. At the time, we had higher lows here with Nas at that 515 low or whatever in the morning. We had lower lows here. Yeah, lower lows with S&P, and we had lower lows with Dow. Obviously. So this was the reason why I was buying. So okay, no problem. It failed, and here was the signs also to sell. When we made higher highs here in between 935 and 955, we had higher highs there, and we had lower highs here with S&P and Dow. Right, so that's like flag number one. Besides the speaker and wiping out that high, that was sign number one. We get this nice bearish candle. We come back up, and we're kind of, and to make this simple, we're actually sitting in this bearish candle. So this whole time, no big deal. And I was going to talk about that wick. Whatever, I won't get into that. So then, anyways, we end up coming up here, and we end up having a higher high when we took that high out from the 1010. Remember, I think I discussed that already. From the 1035, we take a higher high here, and we have lower highs here. See that? So this was now like okay, let me look for the sell, right? And that was the sell, but at the same time, it wasn't. I was not confident enough to rely on that, which we're talking about here. See that high? See this how it poked up? Well, we didn't get that with S&P and Dow. So anyways, price now I need to see it here. Guess what? I do get it. I get this, and I get this bearish imbalance is 1039. I see that we're wicking in it, and it's possibly the trade. But I've already took too many losses, and yes, I took some profit, but I mean it's just sucked. But anyways, and that's why I waited for this type of price action here to come below that imbalance and then prove itself that it's coming below. And you can see that with the candle here, this 1054. This 1054 told me everything, because when we opened up, we pushed up and then we came down, right? And that was like, okay, yeah, that's enough order flow for me. And then I just waited for this candle to pop up. Anyways, so there's that, and then I explained the buy, right? Yeah. Time was in the factor here. This is what really, well, besides the obviously being in this imbalance, but the time and the oversold was the model here. Was how I was able to do this. Next entry would have been tagging in right there. You see how we look at this 112. You see how we come above it and we tag the top of that imbalance. See that? So and every time frame that's an imbalance, right? On a 4 hour and below. Obviously in the daily, I didn't mark the daily. I didn't have to, but I guess I could. Let's try it real quick. This is how these videos are long. And let me just do that real quick and see what it looks like here. And let me just move that over. All right, see that? So for me, the daily wasn't helpful. All right, see that? It's not refined enough, right? But the understanding was yes, coming into the daily, right? And obviously we have the weekly. We would like to come down and seal that up, right? That would be a good sign for bullishness. Or if it's really bullish, it really will be stayed empty. But this daily wasn't going to help. So um, that's how I got to this. So beautiful though. And again, just coming back up to wipe out the sellers, dude. That's it. That was as simple as that. You know, coming down to wipe out the lower liquidity. Again, I was even though I made the video yesterday saying that I would like to come down here, I don't know what's going to happen. And this I was wondering because they tagged in that wick. I was like, well, maybe we'll push up, right? Because we also had I was mentioning Nvidia that about this price action. If you watched yesterday's video, we ended up popping up here. I was hoping that we would come down without this pop up, but we were getting the pop up, right? But the other reason why I decided to go with the bearish direction was because look at fucking dollar. Dollar was screaming up, and I mentioned that yesterday. Actually, let me go to a daily. So we were pushing up hard, and look where we're going. Well, we just cleared this. I was telling y'all yesterday that we would take out these highs, and then we're running probably for here. And there's a gap right there. Remember that? So we ended up getting that today. So while we were pushing up here, I'm over there selling, and when I took the buy, this when it was dollar was retracing back. This is how I knew the buy was working for me because of dollar retracing back down. So that's how I caught all this. So up to here. So yeah, I mean, it's you got to be able to see these things. These details matter. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, how long have we been talking? Damn, dude. Um, this is a good question here. I don't know. Well, because we tapped in and we're barely getting in there. I feel like there's because this is a strong candle. Look at this. Look at this candle. This 1 o'clock candle. So, is this enough to then carry us back up more still, right? And then Tuesday being the low of the week. Well, we got CPI tomorrow, so that's why I was trying to get a lot of my trading done to yesterday and today. But I don't know, obviously. But when I made the video yesterday, I was saying, something like this. If you recall watching the video, just go watch it. I think I even went lower. But and then do this, right? So I'm okay. I'm okay with coming up here. But I mean, I would expect something to retrace back down. I don't know if it's going to even reach this gap. I mean, CPI could do anything, but CPI has been weak lately. So I don't expect. I don't know. So is this pushing up to now go up now, or is it going to come down one more leg? I don't know. Or do they want to even tap into here and then come back down? I don't know. So right now, like I was confident in what I did today, even though I was still wrong in the beginning, right? But that's the point of me saying all this is so like it's like you can give up on the day and say, oh, I'm not trading this shit. And I was about to, but understanding that if it's not going your direction, then it's probably going to go the other way. And that's good advice. I mean, I'm not telling you to overtrade and then constantly trying to get it right by following price or chasing price. But I mean, for me, it's more like, well, my experience, if it's not going your way, then it really probably is going the other way, right? And you see, then it's like, okay, well, when can I flip the script? Well, when I took a loss here, I was like, well, you know what? I could see this being bearish here, and I didn't give up. So if I gave up on the day, there's a thin line between giving up on a day or over trading or just walking away, right? Like there's a thin line there. But ended up panning out. So, there's always a tiny bit of luck on your side, technically. But okay, I know I've talked too much. So, and Dow, told you guys, we're coming right to here at minimum. We're almost there. See that? Beautiful. Overbought area here. So, you know, what do we do at 50% here? Do we bounce off here like how we did here? All right. And going back to like NVIDIA, for example, I was saying, you know, this pop up, I didn't want to see the pop up. I just wanted to come down. Right. And well, we pushed up. Right. So they pushed up. And now we're kind of like right here. So how we came up, all-time highs, retraced, pushed back up and stopped. So this is what I'm saying. Do we, from here, do we literally, do we push up from here? All right. Or is it going to be down from here? You see that? So we're here right now. Like in this scenario, we're literally right here, as you see right here. Right. So I don't know. I feel like it wants to shoot up. I don't know. But we're here in this example of price action. Hope this all makes sense, right? And then look at the resistance on that high. Look at that. Look at that. How so many trades off that level. Again, is Monday the high or is Tuesday the high of the week? Right? Obviously, CPI can do whatever. So that's why tomorrow is going to be, you know, you wait for the data, because the data is here for me is telling me, you know, the ideas, right? By using Asia and London, right? This was a fucking ugly day until after this shit. And then it all made sense. It all started to show. But that's just experience. But all right, S&P, look, there you go. I was mentioning, did I mention this? I was talking about the speaker here. I was talking about, is that a crack right there? And then come back down. Push out traders. We got into this daily imbalance. We're tapping it. So it's like, do we come back down anymore? We're on an overbought, but you know, to attack some of these push out traders here. And that's really, I mean, that's really all I can mention here. So I don't think there's anything else I need to say. So you understand the options here, right? I feel like I'm missing something. But fuck, 31 minutes. I think that's why nobody watches these videos anymore. It's just too long. But I mean, I'm talking out loud. I mean, Bitcoin with the 90,000 level, that's crazy. Oh my god, it's crazy. Fucking gold sinking like crazy. Man, dude. Dollars screaming up. Yields are pushing up, by the way, too. Yields are pushing back up, and then and bonds were still coming down for another lower low, dude. So it's like, all right, is this going to be the bottom now? That's why I feel like the market's being held in a way. I don't know. I what I would like to see is it come down to here. That's what I would like to see. So, you know, or just stop fucking around, just push up for your final leg, because I think we're in a final push. I think that's what's going on here. I mean, I think this is our final push, whatever this looks like here, and then, you know, kind of like, I wouldn't say so dramatic like this, but it only makes sense. I mean, Jesus, look at the leg. So you guys take care and God bless.